Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I do, Jimmy. Well, I don't do mascots anymore. I just come up with something I'm working on. I'm currently working on a series of self-help books. I saw just how much ka-ching Paul McKenna was making with self-help books.
Oh, yeah.
So I've come up with a few self-help books.
Fabulous. Well, let's
The
see a
first one, it's Sean's easy way to start smoking. From nothing to puffing in 10 days. So if you're thinking about you want to start smoking, this book will help you get going. Once you've got the knack of it, you've got a hobby for life. And there's various chapters in it. There's, for example, here with why am I smoking? You know, there's a thing you'd ask. He goes, well, you get to own your own cigarette lighter. You'll be instantly popular in prison. You get to know your newsagent and doctor. Chapter 2, though, this is really where we kick in with perseverance. Keep going. You're not a quitter. Remember, you're not a quitter. If you don't like the taste, try another brand. If you run out of cigarettes, go to a smoking shelter outside a hospital. Passive smoking requires very little effort, and you'll always be made welcome. I think what clinches the deal, though, is the health benefits. Just 3 cigarettes provide 75% of your recommended daily allowance of cyanide and arsenic. It's also available as an audio book read by Doc Cotton.
Sean, you had a self-help book earlier.
Yes.
Is that the first title in a series, or...?
No, there's a trilogy, Jimmy.
Oh.
I've got another book. It's Sean's easy way to keep fat. From thinner to dinner. Great book. And then one of the great things about this book, it can be read with one hand, so you've got the other hand free for eating. Like that. Why be thin? First chapter. Well, unlike slimming, there's no limit to how fat you can become. You just have to put your mind to it. That message there. Chapter 2, how to keep fat. Once you've got fat, how do you stay fat? Well, buy clothes that are way too big for you and set yourself a target date. Spice up a dull salad with some fudge. And I do have a third book, if you'd like it.
I would love to see it, yeah.
Sean's Guide to Reckless Gambling. From riches to ditches in just 14 days. With interest rates so low, there's never been a better time to get heavily in debt. First thing I'd say is, don't feel guilty about losing. Your kids have too much stuff already. Sell some of it so you can bet more. The housekeeping money's going to win nothing sitting in that drawer. Use it. See your wife's purse and kids' money boxes as emergency cash points. Remember, you're betting for them.
Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I do, Jimmy. As you know, I'm never happier than when I'm quizzing and puzzling. So I've come up with Sean's bumper book of puzzles. I'm a particular fan of the Spot the Difference puzzle.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, why not another one? Why not just use twins? And here we see these twins here. You can work out the difference between the two twins. This one here just come back from a shoplifting spree. There's another one here. Both of these twins are both wheat intolerant. But he's had some wheat. And you can see it, because he's ever so slightly... There's this one here, which is more of a traditional Spot the Difference. This is 2 pictures of a kitchen. And the difference here is this first picture, well, it lacks conviction. The ideas have no moral base. The whole piece lacks any kind of sense of purpose and space. It just leaves you feeling irritated and helpless. Whereas the second picture it has a ripening innocence, like a field of corn. gives you a sense of man's conquest over the natural environment using symmetry and flat surfaces and shapes. And also there's a toast rack there. But I think my favourite Spot the Difference picture is this one. And...
I can't see any...
And this one here, this is before Raoul's popped round. The weekly touch-up.
You look good, Gray.
I quite like that.
Gray, yeah, it's nice.
I think it really suits you, Jimmy.
God, this is backfired. Everyone's been really surprised. I thought everyone would be pointing and going, ha, 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 ha. Oh, God. You know, there's this current phenomena for adult colouring books, you know, for grown-ups. Yes! Colouring books for grown-ups. They're always kind of like, you know, sort of sweet butterflies and sort of pastoral scenes. Well, I've come up with Sean's gritty colouring book. It's like a cross between a colouring book and a Ken Loach film. So, you know, scenes that, you know, that are more sort of like realistic. This is a Hull benefits office. Just Ian and Kath working today because obviously the cutbacks. And you can, you know, you can loosen up, you can colour in the tattoos. You know.
Are there any other scenes?
Yes, yeah, there's loads of more scenes, Jimmy. This one is an old people's home. Edna's asleep there. Well, I think she's asleep. You know, a lot of grey there with the people, the food. Apart from, of course, the panic button, which is a lovely bright red. This is a bailiff on council estate. But what he doesn't know is behind that door there's an ex-para with a pit bull and a samurai sword. And this one is a courthouse in Stockton-on-Tees. Somebody's just been convicted and they're being taken away to serve their sentence. And a lot of people are rather excited about the court case.
It's lovely, a real community spirit to that.
Yes, there is, yeah.
A lot of people getting involved.
A lot of fun can be had there. You know, hours.
Stockton-on-Tees,
Yes.
the widest high street in Britain.
Well, yes, as you can see. Yeah.
That's not Stockton, that's Regent Street.
I didn't think that would be the main criticism of it. Yeah, anyway, so this is this book. I think it'll be a lot of fun for adults, and some of the money goes to charity. Not all of it, because I want some of it.
Very best of luck with that. Sean Lock, everyone.
Thank you.
Big heart. Big heart. He's facing your heart.
He's a loving man.
Yeah. Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes, Jimmy. What I thought I'd do is, you know, it's a very popular revenue stream for comedians stroke celebrities these days is children's books. There's a lot of readies in it. It's not a lot of work. You just write down anything that you think of. You get someone to draw some pictures.
Plenty moolah, yeah.
Doop, doop, back it up, doop, doop, doop. So I've written one, and I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be popular with not just kids, but with their parents as well. And I've sort of reworked an old classic, and it is the tiger who came for a pint. It's a lovely story. It mixes up two of my favourite things, which is tigers and alcohol. I'll read the story to you now. I've got to use Susie's pen cam. The tiger who came for a pint. Now, there was once a tiger who fancied a pint. Not Carling, of course. That was too weak and too gassy. He wanted a pint that packs a punch like Stella or Kronenberg. The tiger was thirsty and needed something to wash down the zookeeper he'd just eaten. He liked the atmosphere of Wetherspoons. Plus, he was barred from the King's Head for mauling the darts team. Tiger drank his pint quietly beside the quiz machine. Soon, what with the beer, fags and flame-grilled McCoys, he'd spent all his money. But he didn't half have a thirst on. So, when George went to the cellar to flush out the Strongbow line, The tiger drank all the beer from all the kegs and all the rum they were saving for Caribbean night. Then he ate the meat raffle. A very naughty tiger. Then he went to toilet on the bar. This is going to sell millions. We're going to have to call you a minicab home, Tiger, said George, the deputy manager, bursting from the cellar. Where do you want taking? To the zoo, you silly bollocks. So George, the deputy manager, called the Tiger a cab. It took a while to get one because the first two drivers they sent said, "Are you mental?" Finally, Pavel from Station Cars agreed to do it. The journey went smoothly, and eventually, after a lot of questioning, the Tiger said, "Look, for the last time, it's not a onesie." Weatherspoon's deputy manager, George, never saw the Tiger or Pavel, the station's cars driver, ever again. The end.
Sean, did you bring a mascot?
I've noticed recently that a very easy way to turn a dollar is kids' books. They're all at it. Everyone's at it. You know, and I had a successful bash at it with my the Tiger who went for a pint. And I thought, I'm going to get into the kids' book market. It's easy. It's a piece of piss. I reckon I can write them quicker than they can read them. That's how easy it is. So I thought, we've got Postman Pat, we've got Fireman Sam, we've got Bob the Builder. Time for a prison guard. That's right, created Cyril the Screw.
Oh, he's very good.
He's good, isn't he? There he is, there's Cyril. There he is. And I'm going to read you the story of Cyril the Screw.
That's lovely.
This is Cyril. He's a prison officer. He likes his job. He drives his prison van from the court to jail. And he's very proud of his prison van. Cyril's best friend is a spider called Frank. Frank goes round the van, listening to the prisoners. Must stop being so naughty. Blooming DNA. As Cyril drives the naughty people to prison, he likes to point out places that might be of interest. Look, lads, at the Red Lion, you can have a pie and a pint for £5.75. Well, I can. One day, he saw that Mrs. Boggins, the postmistress, was waving at him from the side of the road. Her car had broken down. I'd better pull over and help her, he thought. But it wasn't Mrs. Boggins, was it? No, she was tied up in the boot. It was one of the gang with a wig on. Ooh. As soon as Cyril got out of the van, they punched him so hard he landed upside down in a blackberry bush. His little legs wiggling to get free. They jumped into the van and drove off, with all the prisoners cheering. But Frank, the clever spider, crawled into the back of the sat-nav, and it took them to prison anyway.
Cyril the Screw.
I mean, the merchandise for that alone. Never need to work again.
Yeah.
Sean, have you got a mascot?
Yes. A lot of people say to me, Sean, your life seems so smooth, so effortless. You never seem to have any problems. How do you do it? And I said, it's because I've got loads of life hacks. You know, I've come up with a book of my life hacks. Just ways to make your life easier. There we go. OK, Sean's life hacks. Instead of eating a sandwich, just put it straight in the bin. And later, you won't need to go to the toilet. Time saved. On your suitcase, when you're going on holiday, write Ghoulies in white paint, so you know it's your bag. Extend the life of your courgettes, right, by keeping them in a condom.
See, I saw that earlier. I thought it was Alan's.
Don't
wave that in my face. Move it. Stop it.
You know, handy tips like that, Jimmy. I've got loads of them. Instead of making a cup of tea, make a gallon, drink a cup, and freeze the rest. Then use it when you just fancy a cup of tea. Put it in a saucepan, and half an hour later, you've got a lovely cup of tea. And also, you can do this with coffee and bath water. And I'll do one more. Save money on fireworks by rubbing your eyes.
Sean Lock's Life Hacks, everyone.